3 tents for every wild camper's needs. We've got lightweight, we've got budget, and we've got 4 season. Let's check them out. So let's kick things off with the versatile Lanshan 1 Pro 4 season. You've probably seen these around before. These are an absolutely brilliant, super lightweight tent. And for the money, you can't really go wrong with them. This is a single skin. So yes, condensation is a bit of an issue when you're camping out in humid conditions. There is a fair amount of condensation that will appear on the inside of your fly. But that's just part and parcel of a single skin tent. It's got the 4 season inner doors, and there are plenty of little storage areas for your bits and bobs. The number one key for this tent though is its lightweight, under 700 grams, plus your pole. So really, if you're looking for super lightweight kit, this has got to be it. Quite easy to pitch, as you've just seen. There are a few modifications that you can carry out with the top loop on the outside up here to extend the guys out to give you a little bit more room on the inside. You can check out these modifications on some previous videos that I've done. But for just simplicity, this tent has to be one of the best lightweight tents going. You can get ground sheets for them as well. The material is a sil nylon, so it is super strong. Very, very strong nylon. And yeah, Dyneema guy lines and some decent pegs too. So all round, I think this tent was about £140, which is pretty good for a 4 season tent. Even just stood in here with a slight breeze, not say sat in here with a slight breeze, I'm getting a bit warm. And it's about 4 degrees on the outside. So yeah, there's plenty of mesh as well for ventilation all the way around it, which I'll show you now. And yeah, quite easy to pitch as well. This can go up in probably about 4 minutes once you've got the hang of it and the knack of it. So all round, pretty good tent. So let's show you around the outside and then we'll move on to our budget tent. So as you can see on the outside, it's not pegged out fully, but if you did pull these guys out here, which is attached to the top loop, you'll see that pulls that out slightly, just to give you a little bit more headroom on the inside. Now, the longer you get that guy, the more headroom you're going to get. But on the inside, it's a great single man tent. There's plenty of room for kit. As you can see, all the mesh all the way around the outside there for ventilation. And there is some little pockets down once that's pegged out properly. You can see there's the 4 season inner door with the mesh, and obviously these guidelines here, extremely strong. This does come with a top loop up here, which I've tied 3 guidelines to, and these all on the outside here pull out to make that just that little bit more room. For the money, it's a great tent. So let's move on to our budget tent. Welcome to the Naturehike Cloud Peak 2. Now, if you've seen some of my other videos, you'll know this is one of my favourite tents. For £150, you will get yourself a 2-man spacious tent for wild camping. This thing weighs about 2.4 kilos. Plenty of mesh inside, so I'd veer more away from the 4 season. I'd say it was probably a 3 season plus. But for stability in wind, it's absolutely brilliant. Much better than the Lanshan. So you've got 2 doors, you've got one on this side, one on this side, plenty of room in the vestibule as well. You do get a ground sheet, but it doesn't cover the vestibule. It's literally just the ground that's under me now, underneath the main ground sheet bathtub. Pockets everywhere. Got pockets in here, and you've got pockets up here as well. A little hook at the top here for your light. Brilliant tent. 20D on the outside and a 30D on the floor, plus obviously then your ground sheet. Inner is half solid, half mesh, which, you know, for 3 seasons, for autumn and spring, is absolutely perfect. The ideal thing about this though is the 2 doors. So you could have sunset over on that side, sunrise over on that side, and that is the perfect wild camping setup for summer season, even going into autumn or the beginning of spring, later on in spring as well. I love this tent, I really do. Just wish it was a little bit lighter. I'm moving more into the lighter side of things now, with obviously the Lanshan and the Fjallraven Abisko Lite 1, which you're about to see. So let's have a little walk around this tent, and then I'll show you in the inside, and we can see what it's all about. So this top peak here, I've done some modifications to that, so you can check out the other videos on those. Upgraded bungees, and don't forget when you're guying your guys out, make sure you wrap these guys around your tent poles a few times to get that extra stability. Obviously this isn't pegged out, I'm only in the garden, so yeah, that top peak there, once you get all these on, it does work out fine. And then the inside, there's a big pocket up that side there. You've got hooks up here for your lights and plenty of room. Now, I can sit up quite comfortably in here, very comfortably in fact, whereas the Lanshan and the Fjallraven, you can't really sit up in them because of the shape of them, and obviously the Lanshan's a lot lower to the ground. But as you can see in here, plenty of room, camera's way over there. You can get a mat in here, you could possibly even at a squeeze get 2 mats in here, which is really good. But crack that open and you've got another vestibule in there for storage or for access if there's 2 of you. Zips are dead easy. These are the half moon zips. You can get ones with the T-zip, but I actually prefer the half moon because it folds right down. You can open it up. I'd only probably ever use this in the summer now, so just because of the double doors. But yeah, I absolutely love it. Like I say, plenty of space in here if you do want that extra space, that extra headroom, and you are out for a multi-day hike or something like that, and you need something that's going to be pretty solid. Now this tent is actually, the design is actually based on a Hilleberg tent. I think it's the Janu that it's based on. Might be the Staker though, I'm not too sure. I do get confused with the amount of tents that are out on the market at the moment, especially ones that all look pretty much the same. But yeah, fantastic tent. So with this, you obviously get the fly, you get the inner. You can't change the inner, which is a bit of a bummer. I'd like to, Naturehike to make a proper 4-season inner for this tent. But yeah, for the money, you really can't beat it. So you've seen around it, you've seen inside it. Let's go and check out the Abisko. Welcome to the Fjallraven Abisko Lite 1. Now, this is a true 4-season tent. Some people say that it might just be on the cusp of a 4-season tent, but I truly believe that this is a 4-season tent. This has been out on the last trip up in the Peak District in 40+ mph winds and was absolutely perfect. 4-season outer with a very, very low centre of height. This is actually only about 80 centimetres to the top here. Now if I sit up as I am here, my head is literally just touching the roof, and I have to proper crouch down to talk to you guys. So it is very compact in here, let's just say that. But sleeping in here was absolutely fine. It was quite an experience in 40 plus mile an hour winds. The tent was quite flappy in those winds, but it was absolutely no bother to me. I had my headphones in, listening to some ambient music, so I slept really, really well. But I did wake up a couple of times and did feel ever so slightly claustrophobic. It's very similar to the likes of your OEX Fox 2 or Fox 1. They are very, very low headroom. So it did actually feel fairly, claustrophobic. But even just sitting in here now, as to the Lanshan, I'm feeling 10 times warmer than I did in the Lanshan. So, this has actually got the full 4-season inner as well. There's a couple of little vents here and there and a couple of features on the door to open a vent if you're cooking. You may notice as well, this has got a full-size ground sheet as well. So this actually goes right the way out into the vestibule, which is brilliant for cooking and things like that. Now, the features of this: one main door. There's not a door on this side because that moves out to that side. You can actually undo this clip here too, like so, if it will work for me. And then you can actually move this in a bit more, so you've got a little bit more room out here for your cooking, and then it just literally just clips back in there. Let's see if we can do it one-handed. Yes, there we go. So that's another cool little feature. The other cool little features that I've got on this tent, I'm going to have to bring the camera inside here to show you, because I really like this feature, and you probably already know, you've probably already seen it, but it's the vents. So I'm leaving the tripod out here, we'll go in handheld. So inside here you have a zip, and inside there you can actually reach through and start to unzip the main vents, and you can leave these open for ventilation. There you go, you can see outside there. And it has the same feature on that end, so you can get a proper through vent on the tent. Now then, let's show you the door. So all we do is just undo that, which is a cool little feature as well, to open, to close that, and it's a little toggle, which is the same that's on the bags. I'm just trying to do it one-handed whilst filming. There we go. So up here we've got your main zip here. So you close that down like so, and then you've got a little cooking vent on there. You can actually open that top part too for cooking, which I think is a very, very good little feature. But also that little mesh there, if it does get a bit warm in the night and you want to vent that open, this can be all toggled back as well. These are the toggles, very easy to use. You can use them one-handed as well, as so. Yeah. Now, what I also need to show you, but I'm going to have to lie down for this. You've got a pocket up here for your valuables, a little torch or something. And then you've also got the clothesline, which is adjustable here. So you can hang your socks or your gloves up there to maybe dry during the night. Or another pocket down here as well. Get your phone and some valuables in there if you wanted to, which is pretty good. So this is me with my feet at the very bottom, near enough at the bottom, and then this is me lying down. I have got probably another 2 foot behind me of headroom, which is pretty good. So if you are over 6 foot, this tent would be absolutely perfect for you. And then the vestibule space. So there is plenty of space in this vestibule for bags and cookware and bits and bobs. And yeah. So let's go and have a look on the outside. So this is a fairly easy tent to pitch. If you'd watched the last wild camping video, you will see it being pitched. It was very, very windy, but as you can see here, the pitch with the guys out, and then also these little poles here to give you that extra headroom in here, and that's the vent that I've just showed you there as well. So I'll do that back up before I pack this up. But yeah, brilliant, fantastic 4-season tent. Now this actually, let me turn that around. So this cost on this was about £600, which is, I think, pretty good value for money for a 4-season tent. Now, Fjallraven do a grade B, which is about £390 for this tent, which is over £200 off, which is that's not to be sniffed at. It's that's a good deal. So yeah, bargains are to be had. If you can't afford the 390, there's plenty on eBay as well, which I found when I was looking. So yeah, brilliant tent. Forgot to mention that they've got reflective Dyneema on the guy lines, but hey ho. There are a couple of things that I'm not too keen on this tent. Now, number one is the amount of these knocking about. It's quite, when you're pitching it for the first time, I mean, you do get used to it, but when you're pitching it for the first time, these strings here can be a little bit of a fiddle, but in the grand scheme of things, it's a brilliant tent. So guys, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you have liked it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also give it a like too. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one.